talking with Bruce Dickinson 5-6 years ago when he had tongue cancer.
Mm-hmm.
He said when he finally came back to sing, he had a lot of issues with the saliva in his throat and that sort of a thing. And obviously his voice now is maybe better than ever, at least in the modern era. How did the throat cancer affect your voice, and how were you able to adapt to it and come back to singing full throttle?
Same thing. I have issues with my voice, with saliva. And see, I think what happens is when your head goes inside of that radiation chamber, there are certain things inside of your body that is not going to survive. And you're hoping that you push the envelope to the brink of death of the organ until it's had enough, and then you stop and you let it convalesce back to normal health. For me, fortunately, a lot of the stuff that was damaged is coming back. My memory was totally foobar, and I'm starting.
Really?
Yeah, I would be in the middle of a conversation, and I have to ask the people that I love that are around me to help me because of, what happened with all of the radiation. And the chemo was gnarly too. I had a lot of chemo too. But I'll be talking about something, and sometimes depending on what part of the day it is, I'll just be tired, or the medication will catch up with me, and I'll forget what I'm talking about. I'll get on a tangent because I have so many stories I want to tell. We'll be talking about something and I'll think, oh yeah. And then it's like, oh shit, I forgot what I was saying.
Right. A metal heart too?
Spiders. Fucking spiders. Now my nipples get harder on you, Chris. You know that.
Of course, nothing's changed, Dave. Nothing's changed.
Spider, man. I got some spider realized what I taste like, and he had a little buffet on my bod.
Oh my goodness. Well, Dave, like you mentioned, when you come, obviously you hear the word cancer, and all of us were worried about you, but was it something that was, how bad did it get? I mean, was it something that was always manageable? It seemed like you kind of got through it. I don't know if it was quickly, but at least strongly.
There was obviously stuff that
yeah,
body takes time. I mean, you're an extreme athlete. When you get hurt, your hurts, your aches and pains are nothing compared to an average human, because you're an elite athlete, and your body has been conditioned to block out a lot of the typical pain. Most people would experience a stub toe and say, ow, you have to have your toe broken. You know what I mean?
Right.
Order, because your pituitary gland is like a full-on charging rhino, versus other people who don't put their bodies through that kind of a rigorous workout. And I'm doing BJJ, sure, but I don't exercise as hard as you do because I'm not competing.
Right.
But the probably the worst part about the cancer treatment was the side effects. The cancer, we caught it early. We were able to deal with it without having to go under the knife, but it was still trying, and it took its toll on my family, because all the different medications, you have to take this one for nausea, and that one for pain, and this one's for nausea from the pain, and this one's from pain from the nausea stuff. Right. And then this one helps you sleep, and that one helps you stay awake, and this one makes it so that you don't piss your pants, and this one makes it so that you can go pee. And and you're thinking like, half of these, if I stop taking them, I don't need the other ones, right? So
right.
It's just crazy. And I did everything. I did the eating was hard. I didn't have much of an appetite, and they said if I didn't eat, I was going to get a feeding tube. And I said, there's no freaking way I'm getting a feeding tube. So I ate as much as I could. And when we were recording the record, we had the luxury of having someone run and get our food for us. So I was able to eat what I had a last minute craving for. Right. Unlike when you're at home and, you open up the fridge and you figure, well, what's there? How can I make myself satiated with what's here versus, what I think I'm going to have a left-handed banana or something ridiculous like that, Yeah, looking back in hindsight, it could have been way worse. I think if I didn't have the support system I had, that it would have been worse.
Mm-hmm.
You
Well,
know?
it's great because there's a note on "We'll Be Back," a high scream that is very Halford-esque, and I've never heard you sing like that before, Dave. It's right during the solo, right before the solo, and it's like, wow, that was a hell of a note. Is that something that you just said, "Fuck it, I'm going to go for it"? I'd never heard you sing like that before.
I must have got hurt while I was singing because I don't remember it